everyone, welcome back to my channel, Turnips to Tangerines, and today we are going to be making something I haven't made in a little while, and that is a casserole. This is going to be made with some leftover turkey that I had frozen in my freezer, leftover from when the last time I made a turkey, which was, I think, last month, I do believe. I'm getting all confused with what month it is and all that other fun stuff. So the first thing we're going to do is in this large bowl here, we are going to add 1 can of cream of chicken soup, Campbell's of course, cream of chicken soup, and I happened to find this can of cream of chicken soup that had herbs in it. So I thought, well, heck, that should be good. So we're gonna throw that in the bowl here, and my sister-in-law gave me this recipe. She said Jim really liked it. She made it for everybody, and for some reason they weren't real crazy about it. But maybe she said maybe it just needed something. So I thought, well, I'll doctor it up a little bit and we'll go from there. She said she liked it, but it was just a little on the plain side. So we'll see what we can do here. And then you take 3/4 cup of milk, just regular old milk here. Trying to get here to where it's going to be 3/4 cup milk. And we are going to add 3/4 cup of sour cream. And that's about 1/4. And here's another 1/4. We need 3 of these little babies. Whoa, I almost dropped that right in there. And 1 more. Roughly, use my old finger here. This is sour cream, just plain old everyday sour cream. I don't know if maybe she used light sour cream, but this is the real deal, full fat, whatever. I never use light sour cream for some reason. I don't know. I just don't like it. And I don't use a lot of sour cream. So I figure the few times a year that I actually use sour cream, I'm going to use the heavy duty stuff. So, and then I'm just going to take a little whisk here, and we're going to whisk this around. I used to eat a lot of sour cream, but I don't like I used to. And I think a lot of it just is, I think as you get older, your stomach goes, I don't think I want all that in there. I like mayonnaise, you know. Miracle Whip, I can't even eat that stuff anymore. So, I mean, I like it, and I used to eat a lot of it, but not anymore. It just does not agree with my stomach. It's kind of like a lactose intolerant thing here. And then we're going to add, it says 2 cups of cooked chicken, which, like I said, I'm going to be using turkey. And I browned the turkey in my pan. Well, I didn't really brown it. I just kind of, I guess you would say I sauteed it. It was already cooked with some, in a little bit of grapeseed oil with onion chopped and green pepper chopped. And a little salt and pepper. You know, we're going to add that here. Whoa. Add that there. And we will take our little whisk out here now and stir this in. Looks good to me. Yeah, kind of reminds me of when you make chicken enchiladas. You use the sour cream and the cream of chicken soup. That's what this kind of reminds me of in a weird way. Let me see what is on there. Nothing? Okay. And we're just gonna stir it around. My dogs are right here, so they seem to think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna put this a little brighter here. There, we can see something. And then we are going to add 1 package of, first I'm going to wipe my hands just off a little bit here. 1 package of shredded frozen hash browns that are thawed. And I got these at Aldi's. I very seldom buy shredded hash browns. I usually buy the O'Brien hash browns when I do buy hash browns, and they already have the onion and green pepper in them. But they didn't have them there, so I just picked up these. And this is a 30-ounce package and thawed. Ooh. Like I said, it looks kind of good already to me. You know, a casserole is a casserole, and you know, you can have, there are so many you can make, and like, everybody's grew up on some sort of a casserole in their lifetime, one that their mom made, and they either liked it or didn't like it. You know, there's like the, right off the top of my head, I can think of the, you know, what is it? Tater tot casserole. I mean, that was always a favorite at our house. Not really, but my mom thought it was. We were like, oh, not again. And another one that I don't like, and my husband likes it, was I used to hate that, oh, that tuna casserole. Oh my God, with potato chips on top. I hated that one, and we had to have that every year during Lent, you know, being Catholic and all. But I didn't like that at all. I don't know, I just did not. Well, this is hard to really kind of stir around here. And that's what it looks like so far. Not real eventful looking or real exciting. And then what we're going to do is we're going to stir in about, cup and a half of cheese here, and I have a blend of all Mexican cheese and just some other, I had a little piece about this big, I had about a 2-inch by 2-inch little piece of, here, just throw it all in, of cheese left over, and I thought, well, I'll shred that and I'll add that too. That's one thing with a casserole, or as they say in Minnesota, hot dish. But one thing about a casserole or a baked dish or a hot dish or whatever you want to call it, they're the great way to get rid of leftovers, and that's a fact. You got some leftovers in your refrigerator, you can always find a recipe for something. Okay, well, I'm just going to move this down here. And we're going to put this in our lightly greased 3-quart or 13 by 9 casserole that I have lightly greased here. We're going to bake it at 350 for 50 minutes, and then we are covered. It has to be covered. And then we're going to take it out, and then we're going to uncover it. Okay, here, let me back up. We're going to bake it at 350 degrees for 50 minutes covered, and then we're going to take it out, we're going to uncover it, and then we're going to sprinkle on some sour cream and onion potato chips and some of those French fried onion rings, the kind you put on your green bean casserole at Thanksgiving. Probably the only time most people even buy those, but we like the French fried onion rings on like hot dogs and grilled hot dogs and things like that. So, and I'm just kind of scooping this in here as best I can, and I'm just going to spread it with my hand. Why not? And we're like, whoa. Lift this up here and pour the rest in here. This is quite a bit. Yeah. That's another thing with a casserole. It feeds an army. Like when if you're kind of on a budget, or like now with the price of food going up, You know, a casserole is a good way to, like I said, use leftover meat or leftover things. And I mean, this alone will probably feed a good, probably 8 people. 6 to 8 for sure. Okay, I'm going to take off my little gloves here. And we are going to show you that. And I'm going to cover this up with some foil. And we are going to bake it at, like I said, 350 degrees for 50 minutes covered. And then when I take it out, we will finish it. And I will show you what we do then. So, don't go too far away. See you back here in a little. Okay, our casserole just came out. Ooh, hot. It's been cooking for 50 minutes at 350 degrees. And now we have to sprinkle on our sour cream and onion. Oh, it smells really good. And I'm hungry, so sour cream and onion, potato chips. And I get on my little glove. And everything looks really good, so yeah. Like I said, my husband really liked it too. And I think I'm going to. So I'm going to sprinkle on about a half a cup of sour cream and onion, potato chips that you have crushed. I probably have a good cup here. I always like a little bit extra topping. And I'm just going to do that number. And this has got the turkey and green pepper, onion, a little bit of oil that I browned or cooked it in. What else? Cream of chicken soup that I found. Cream of chicken soup that I found with herbs, some sour cream, cheese, frozen hash browns, shredded frozen hash browns that you can see right here. Oh, I don't know. There might be something else, but I don't know. I probably forgot something. So, I will have the recipe in the link below, so you don't have to worry about that. And now this is about the same amount, half a cup to a cup, of the French fried onion rings that you normally use for your green bean casserole over the holidays. And I'm crushed these also, and I'm just going to throw these on top. And this looks pretty darn good, I think. Ooh, smells good too. So now I'm going to put this back in the oven, uncovered, and we are going to let it bake for approximately another, let me check this out. We are going to let it bake another 15 minutes. And then it should be nice and bubbly and ready to go. And it says to let it sit about 5 minutes before you actually serve it. So back into the oven it's going to go at 350 degrees. And we're going to let it cook for 15 minutes. And then when it's all done, I will take it out. And I will serve myself up some. And I'll let you see what it looks like. Because I had a friend of ours, Helen her name is, she mentioned that she watched one of my videos, and she watched it, and it was like a 30-minute long video, and she watched it, and then she said at the end it didn't show the end product that was on my venison meatball, grape jelly meatballs. And she said I was waiting and waiting and waiting to see a plate full of meatballs, and they were never there. So for Helen, I'm going to try really, really hard to not forget, or to, spoon up a plate of it or whatever at the very end so you can see what it looks like. I've done that a few times on my videos. Sometimes I do more than one recipe at a time, and sometimes I just, the dogs drive me crazy or whatever, they got to go out. And sometimes I talk away like I am right now, And other times, I'll be perfectly honest, I just get tired and I just say, hey, to heck with it. But I'm going to try harder, Helen, and you stop back here because I'm going to show you a big plate full of this when I'm all done. And I'm going to try really hard. And that is a good point, Helen, and thank you for bringing that up to my husband, Jim, because you're right. I should have a picture of the finished product at the end. After all, when you look in a cookbook, you do see the finished product, because sometimes that's actually, and I love cookbooks, and I look at a lot of cookbooks, and that's actually, a lot of times, that's what makes me want to try the recipe, because I, saw the finished product, and I thought, ooh, that looks good. So, thanks for bringing that up. I appreciate it. So, here we go. Back into the oven, 350. And I'll be back in 15 minutes to spoon that up. Give or take 5 minutes, but I will. I promise. I'll be back. Bye. And we will... How can we do this? What would be the best way to go about doing this without too much grief? How's that? Oh, there we go. Okay, and I'm just gonna scoop some out. Ooh, wow, whoa, that's hot. See how nice and yummy that looks? It does look good. It smells really good too. And there we go. There we go. How's that? How does that look, Helen? Does that look pretty good? I think it does. There you go. Ooh, that's hot. Nice and hot and bubbly and yummy. And I can't wait to eat it because this is my supper tonight. And it looks good. And thanks again, Helen, for the tip here, because really, I can see why you'd want to see it at the end after watching a video. I would too. But that sure looks good, and it tastes good, I'm sure. It's too hot to try it now. But I'll let you know how it is. I'm sure it tastes good, like I said. I don't know why it went. I'll take a little bite here. Ooh, hot. Hot. No, it tastes good. I like that. So, if you want to try something different, give this a try. You can make it with chicken also. You could buy rotisserie chicken or just leftover chicken that you maybe roasted a chicken or chicken breast or whatever. And I suppose you could even use canned chicken if you use that kind of thing. I do once in a while for a dip. And I use turkey. And you could probably even use pork, or you could use whatever you wanted to. I mean, it's a casserole. Casserole, baked dish, hot dish, whatever you want to call it. Give it a try, because it is good. Oh, hot. But good. I like it. In fact, I love it. So, here you go. Give it a try. Hope you like it. Have a good night.